This is Trade Minister Amara Obi, retired Terran Commerce Authority. I spent 40 years building humanity's economic infrastructure across the galaxy. Trade networks, financial systems, shipping logistics. Most species thought we were simply good at business. They did not realize we were building a weapon. This is Case File 955. This is the story of how humanity brought the galaxy to its knees without firing a single shot. The Galactic Commerce Council was formed 3,000 years before humanity achieved spaceflight. 10,000 species, connected through a unified trade network. Goods and services flowing between stars. The largest economic system in the known universe. When humanity joined the galactic community, we were newcomers, primitives, a species that had barely crawled out of our gravity well, trying to compete with civilizations that had been trading for millennia. They underestimated us. Humans had one advantage that no other species possessed. We were hungry, not for food, for success, for growth, for dominance. While other species were content with stable economies and predictable profits, human corporations expanded relentlessly. We worked harder, we innovated faster, we undercut competitors and acquired failing businesses. Within 50 years, human companies had become essential to galactic infrastructure. Our AI systems managed shipping logistics for 60% of interstellar commerce. Alien systems were good, but human algorithms were better, more efficient, more adaptable. Our software became the standard across thousands of worlds. Our engineers maintained 40% of galactic communication relays. The networks had been built by various species over millennia, but humans proved best at keeping them running. We were cheaper, faster, and more reliable. Our banks processed 30% of all financial transactions. Human financial instruments were more sophisticated than anything the galaxy had seen. Our trading algorithms generated profits that alien economists could not match. We made ourselves indispensable. And then the Galactic Commerce Council decided to punish us. The official reason was trade violations, accusations of unfair practices, market manipulation, intellectual property theft. Some accusations were true. Most were exaggerated. All were excuses. The real reason was fear. Humanity had grown too powerful too quickly. Our economic influence was beginning to rival species that had been trading for millennia. The older civilizations saw us as a threat to their dominance. On January 1st, 2371, the Commerce Council voted to disconnect Earth from the Galactic Trade Network. Total economic isolation. No human ships permitted in foreign ports. No alien vessels trading with human worlds. Complete severance from the galactic economy. They expected us to collapse within weeks. Human colonies depended on imported goods. Our industries required alien raw materials. Our economy could not survive in isolation. That was their calculation. They calculated wrong. The Commerce Council made their announcement at a grand ceremony. Representatives from 10,000 species watched as the human ambassador was formally expelled from the chamber. The council chairman, a Valorian merchant prince who had orchestrated the isolation, delivered a speech about maintaining galactic economic stability, about protecting established trade relationships, about teaching upstart species their place. I was not present at that ceremony. I was in my office on Earth, watching the broadcast while my staff prepared our response. When the chairman finished speaking, I transmitted a single message to every human-operated facility in the galaxy. Execute Protocol Omega-7. Effective immediately. Protocol Omega-7 was simple. All human personnel were to cease work. All human AI systems were to go dormant. All human-maintained infrastructure was to shut down. We did not sabotage anything. We did not destroy anything. We simply stopped working. Within 6 hours, the consequences began. The shipping logistics systems failed first. Human AI managed routes, schedules, and cargo manifests for millions of vessels. When those systems went offline, ships did not know where to go. Ports did not know what to expect. The carefully orchestrated flow of interstellar commerce ground to a halt. By day 3, goods were spoiling in cargo holds. Factories were shutting down from lack of materials. Prices were spiking across every market. The communication relays began failing on day 7. Human engineers had been maintaining networks that alien technicians had forgotten how to service. When we stopped, the systems degraded. Entire sectors lost contact with each other. By day 14, the financial systems began collapsing. Human algorithms had been stabilizing currency values and managing transaction processing. Without them, markets became volatile. Banks could not complete transfers. Credit systems froze. The Commerce Council called an emergency session on day 21. They demanded that human facilities resume operations immediately. They threatened military action. They accused us of economic terrorism. I responded with a simple message. You disconnected us from the galactic economy. We have complied. Human workers and systems are no longer participating in galactic commerce. This is exactly what you requested. If you wish our participation to resume, you may reconnect us. Until then, we will remain in compliance with your isolation order. They did not reconnect us. They believed they could replace human systems with their own. They believed their engineers could maintain the infrastructure we had been servicing. They believed their economists could stabilize the markets. They were wrong. By month 2, 17 species were facing famine. Their agricultural worlds depended on imports that were no longer arriving. Their distribution networks had collapsed. Food was rotting in some systems, while populations starved in others. By month 3, the galactic economy had lost 40 trillion credits. Entire civilizations were declaring bankruptcy. The Commerce Council's own members were defaulting on debts. The council chairman who had orchestrated our isolation was removed from office. His replacement immediately contacted Earth with a request for negotiation. I made them wait 2 weeks before responding. When I finally agreed to meet, I did not go to their council chamber. I made them come to Earth. I made them sit in my office, surrounded by displays showing the economic devastation they had caused themselves. The new chairman was a Thessian diplomat named Keth Voran. He had opposed the isolation from the beginning. Now he was tasked with cleaning up the mess. Minister Obi, he said, the galactic economy is collapsing. Billions are suffering. We must resolve this crisis. I agreed. You are correct. The crisis must be resolved. Here are our terms. The terms were extensive. Full restoration of human access to all galactic markets. Formal apology from the Commerce Council. Compensation for losses suffered during the isolation period. Permanent human representation on the Council's governing board. And one additional requirement. Recognition that human economic infrastructure was essential to galactic commerce. Legal protections ensuring that humanity could never again be disconnected without unanimous consent from all 10,000 member species. The chairman protested. The terms were excessive. The compensation was enormous. The representation requirements would give humanity unprecedented influence. I reminded him of the alternative. You may reject these terms. Human systems will remain offline. Based on current projections, your economy will completely collapse within 4 months. Approximately 30 billion beings will die from famine and resource conflicts. Your civilization will not recover for centuries. I paused. Or you may accept these terms, and human systems will be restored within 24 hours. The choice is yours. They accepted. The galaxy was reconnected on April 15, 2371. Human systems came back online. Shipping resumed. Communications stabilized. Markets recovered. Within 6 months, the galactic economy had returned to normal. Within a year, it was stronger than before. And humanity's position within it was unassailable. The economic war, as historians call it, changed how the galaxy viewed humanity forever. Other species had seen us as warriors. They had feared our fleets and our soldiers. They had studied our battles and our weapons. Now they understood something more frightening. Humanity had made itself essential, not through conquest, but through competence, not through force, but through integration. We had woven ourselves so deeply into the fabric of galactic civilization that removing us would destroy the entire tapestry. That is power no fleet can match. I am sometimes asked if the economic war was ethical. We caused suffering across the galaxy. Billions went hungry because of our actions. Species that had nothing to do with the isolation were punished alongside those who orchestrated it. I do not claim our actions were moral. I claim they were effective. The Commerce Council tried to strangle humanity through economic isolation. We responded by demonstrating that they needed us more than we needed them. We did not start that war, but we finished it. And we finished it without losing a single human life. Let every species remember the economic war. Let them remember what happened when they tried to isolate humanity from galactic commerce. Let them remember that our economists are more dangerous than our admirals. And let them never forget that humanity is not simply part of the galactic economy. We are the galactic economy. This is Trade Minister Amara Obi, signing off. Case File 9. 5-5 is now closed. They tried to disconnect us. They discovered they could not live without us.